everyone, hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Coldplay's third studio album, X&Y, released on the 6th of June 2006. I have it up behind me because there's no track listing on the album and my memory is just terrible. But yeah, this album, it wasn't even my favourite Coldplay album when I picked it up, but now it's really grown on me and has become my favourite Coldplay album by far. I love every song on it, and I would consider this one of the last Britpop albums. Maybe their next album, Viva La Vida, counts as well. But Britpop for me, when I say Britpop, I'm going to sound like a granddad. But when I say Britpop, I'm not talking about British pop music. And I know that makes no sense at all, but Britpop for me is the rock bands of the 90s and the early 2000s. People like Radiohead, Oasis, Blur, Pulp, The Verve, the Stone Roses, there's loads of them. That's my favourite kind of music. And Coldplay would take a lot of inspiration from those bands. Oasis, I can't forget about my favourite band. And I think Coldplay were one of the last great British rock bands. And it's just a shame. Again, I'm going to sound like an old man, but pop music today, especially in the British scene, is terrible. It's sorry, but it is. Most of it's awful. There are some really good artists like Lewis Capaldi and Gabrielle Aplin, Janet Devitt. There's loads that I like. And there's loads of good ones I haven't heard, but I don't know what song is at number one in the charts in the UK at the moment, but I'm quite sure it's terrible. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. And you can come at me if you want. It's going to be terrible. Anyway, let's talk about the album we're here to talk about today, X&Y. So let's talk about the looks. So I'm still not 110% sure what this is meant to be, but the album's called X&Y, so I'm assuming it's like a graphics designer 3D model. Obviously it's not 3D, but it's like just a graphics designer thing. If you use Google, I don't think they have that anymore. Google discontinued it. I don't worry about it. But, it's just like art design, which is really cool. I love the different colours. And I love that it's a gatefold, because their previous two albums don't have a gatefold, I believe. But it is then a double album. And also, I only noticed this a few hours ago, because an hour ago. I've had this album on before filming, and on the back here they have a list of charities, which is really nice. You don't get that on other albums. It says, if you get time, have a look at these. And then, we are still obsessed with the idea of fair trade, which could be easily achieved if problems with tariffs and subsidization were addressed. Thank you to everyone that looks after, advertises, and supports us. That's cool. And then I love the pictures on the sleeves. This one's empty because the record's still on the player. But again, it's the use of those colours which I like, and the pictures are fantastic. So we have purple, and then blue picture. When I see a picture of a band in the 4 squares like that, I always think of Let It Be, but that's just really cool. And then the labels, I like the labels. Just really simple coloured label. And then the other album, which I won't take off the thing, is in orange, which is really cool. But let's talk about the songs, because I could go on for years. So this album, as I said in the introduction, this album has a lot of Britpop influence in it. I love the reverb heavy guitars. I love the piano chords throughout some of the songs. I love the production's perfect. And the overall sound is just spot on. For like that late Britpop era sound, it's just brilliant. I love the reverb heavy guitars on the opening track, Square One. That just sounds superb. I love the song What If and White Shadows. the next two songs, and then Fix You, which is one of their biggest songs, and in my mind, it's my second favourite Coldplay song. My first favourite also being on the album, which we'll talk about in a minute. Fix You. I love Chris's vocals. I love the way it starts with that awesome guitar solo, and then the drums come in, and then Chris's double track vocals on the bridge sound amazing. I absolutely adore it. It's such a good song, and I get the pop appeal, and I get that some people like to mock Coldplay for being really cheesy, and I enjoy it, and yeah, the message is great. I understand why people might think these sort of songs are cheesy, but it's not as cheesy as some of the other music I've heard. The most cheesiest song ever is I Want It That Way. Tell me what. Big tangent, but the cheesiest music you'll ever listen to is the Backstreet Boys, but that's not Coldplay. Coldplay's Fix You is amazing. I love the song Talk and the title track X&Y. Those are fantastic. But my favourite Coldplay song has got to be Speed of Sound. It's the piano for me. I love that piano chord throughout the track, and I love the very high-pitched, very reverb-heavy chorus on the song. It's brilliant. And Chris's vocals, he's such an amazing vocalist. It's not a bit off topic, but when that unfortunate Ariana Grande thing happened in Manchester, he was there at the concert with Liam Gallagher, and they sung Don't Look Back in Anger and Live Forever together, and that was amazing. But anyway, I'm terrible at staying on point. Speed of Sound is amazing. The song and message is fantastic. And then The Hardest Part is another really good song, and I think it's very underrated, as well as this whole album. I think this album and Coldplay's discography is incredibly underrated compared to the album before and the album afterwards. Swallowed in the Sea, Twisted Logic are both great songs, and I love the closing track, Till Kingdom Come. It is superb and a great way to close the album. So in conclusion, a 9 out of 10, and I love the culmination of all those different Britpop sounds. The song, I forget which one it is, but it's the closing track to side. Hang on, one sec. I will take it off. I want to tell you. The song I'm looking for is Low. The song Low. I get massive Oasis vibes from that song. It sounds like something off of Don't Believe the Truth or Heathen Chemistry. Just a brilliant song. A 9 out of 10 album as well. The album's superb. And I think it really does get overlooked. Especially, 2005, when this came out. There were a lot of other great albums coming out, and this definitely gets overlooked. So if you've never heard this, I would definitely give it a listen, especially for the deep cuts in the album. It's superb. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you are a huge fan of Coldplay, like I have become, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone.